What is an isobologram and why do you need to know about it? Isobologram is a graph and it describes how two different drugs interact. On the x-axis we have the concentration of drug A and on the y-axis concentration of drug B. And this is a graph of clinical effect. So we're going to start at one of the axes and let's say we need this dose in milligrams per litre of drug A to have the desired clinical effect. Let's say if we're just giving drug B, we need this dose. What happens if we give some of drug B and some of drug A? Well, if these are purely additive, such as two antiemetics, if you give some of one and some of the other, you don't need quite as much of each. So you end up with this straight line, and this is the additive line. This means for each increase in one of the drugs, you don't need the same amount of the other. It's an additive relationship. However, some drugs, if you give them together, supercharge each other and have what's called a synergistic relationship. For example, if you give midazolam and propofol, then you need less of both to achieve the same clinical effect, and the line looks like this. The opposite to this is the antagonistic curve, whereby if the two drugs are antagonistic with each other, then you will need more of both to achieve the same response. So if you've got two drugs competing at the same opioid receptor, such as morphine and buprenorphine, you're actually going to need to give more because they're going to compete with each other to achieve the same clinical effect. This is all you need for the FRCA primary exam, just to demonstrate that you understand an additive, synergistic, and an antagonistic relationship on an isobologram.